Most motivation content looks like this. Epic music. Someone running at sunrise. A montage of cold showers and meal prep containers. A quote from David Goggins about callousing your mind. And for about 45 minutes after watching it you feel genuinely unstoppable. You could run a marathon. You could start a business. You could finally clean your room. And then you don't. The next morning you wake up and the feeling is completely gone. So you watch another video. And the cycle repeats. And somewhere in the back of your mind you start to wonder if maybe motivation just isn't something you have. Like some people are born with it and you just weren't one of them. That's not what's happening. Here's what's actually going on. Motivation is not a personality trait. It's not something you either have or you don't. And it is definitely not a feeling you can manufacture by watching enough videos of people running in slow motion. Motivation is the result of doing things, not the cause of them. Which means you've been waiting for something that only shows up after you've already started. Think about the last time you actually felt motivated to do something. Really motivated. Odds are it happened after you'd already been doing it for a little while. Not before. The feeling followed the action. It always does. So the real question is not how do I get motivated? The real question is how do I get started without needing to feel motivated first? And the answer to that is much simpler than a cold shower. Step 1 is to shrink the starting point until your brain has no excuse. The reason you can't get started is because the thing you're trying to do feels too big and too uncomfortable before you begin. So your brain stalls. It waits for a better moment. It waits to feel ready. The fix is to make the starting point so small that it feels genuinely stupid to say no to. Not work on the project for 2 hours. Open the document. Not go to the gym. Stand up and put your shoes on. Not start the business. Write down one idea. The goal of this step is not to do the whole thing. The goal is just to break the seal. Because once you start, even with the smallest possible version, the resistance drops almost immediately. Your brain stops fighting you. And then you just keep going. Step 2 is to use deadlines you actually believe. Most people set deadlines and then quietly ignore them because there are no real consequences for missing them. Your brain knows this. So it doesn't take the deadline seriously and neither do you. The fix is to attach something real to the deadline. Tell someone else about it. Book something that depends on it being done. Put money on it. Make the consequence of missing it slightly painful enough that your brain decides finishing is easier than facing it. This doesn't have to be dramatic. Even texting a friend saying hey I'm going to finish this by Thursday and then checking in with them on Thursday is usually enough. External accountability is one of the most reliable motivation tools that exists and almost nobody uses it because it requires admitting to another human being that you need help staying on track. Step 3 is to stop relying on motivation entirely. This sounds counterintuitive but the people who are most consistently productive are not the most motivated people. They're the people who have made the things they need to do so routine and so automatic that motivation is no longer part of the equation. You don't feel motivated to brush your teeth every morning. You just do it because it's a habit. The goal with anything important is to repeat it enough times that your brain stops treating it as a choice and starts treating it as just the thing you do at this time on this day. This takes longer than a motivational video. It takes somewhere between 2 weeks and 2 months depending on the habit. But once it clicks you no longer need to chase the feeling because the behavior happens with or without it. So to summarize. Stop waiting to feel motivated. Shrink the starting point until it's impossible to say no. Use real deadlines with real consequences. And repeat things until they become automatic. The motivation will show up eventually. But by that point you won't need it anymore. Anyway, I'm collecting donations in the form of subscribes to fund the next video.